awaiting a budget deal between the White House and Congress. President Obama said today that there is still time for Congress to come to a deal that he would sign, provided that it includes more tax increases to go along with the spending cuts.
They can pass a balanced plan for deficit reduction. They can cut spending in a smart way and close wasteful tax loopholes for the well-off and well-connected. Unfortunately, it appears that Republicans in Congress have decided that instead of compromising, instead of asking anything of the wealthiest Americans, they'd rather let these cuts fall squarely on the middle class.
Republicans say Americans have already seen enough tax increases, including at the beginning of this year when the GOP agreed to go along with the president and allow certain Bush-era tax cuts to expire. And now Republicans say they're ready to make a deal on spending cuts, but no more tax hikes.
House Republicans have already passed 2 bills to replace the president's sequester. So the question is, why won't he work with us? And the answer, quite simply, is because he wants higher taxes.
Medicaid, Social Security, and food stamps are a few of the programs that would not be affected by the sequester. Other federal programs and agencies would have their fiscal belts tightened, but would not be eliminated.
Well, with the deadline looming, Governor Peter Shumlin is in Washington weighing in on the issue. He calls failing to reach a deal tragic, saying it will have serious impacts to social programs like Head Start, WIT, and even the National Guard and border crossing personnel. We caught up with the governor by phone this afternoon. Here's what he had to say.
The president has come up with a solution. The Tea Party radicals in the House of Representatives are trying to make a point at the expense of job growth, economic growth, and our prosperity.
The White House released a report today detailing the impact the sequester could have on all 50 states. In Vermont, it estimates that 1,000 defense employees could be furloughed and $1 million in military funding could be slashed. We found out from the National Guard today, who says it's likely that at least 500 defense employees could be furloughed and that the funding cuts could have tremendous impacts.
We don't know where or if that's going to be equipment, if that's going to be training dollars. So we're preparing for a bunch of different eventualities. We also are preparing for the possibility of furloughing some of our civilians.
Well, there are only 5 days left until the budget cuts would go into effect. We have another fatal snowmobile crash that happened this weekend in Vermont, this one in Peru, right before 10 o'clock this morning. Vermont State Police say Vero Uzan Bagramian of Cropseyville, New York, was driving his snowmobile on the south end of Griffith Lake. Part of his snowmobile hit the ledge of the trail, causing him to lose control and fall from his snowmobile. Police say that he was wearing his helmet and that riders in his group tried to revive him. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Now, your Sky Tracker forecast with meteorologist Chelsea Ingram. Your entire forecast. No waiting.
Good evening. Hope you had a great weekend. A decent amount of snowfall as we finish out with this low pressure system. It's starting to push off into the Atlantic, but we've got some lingering snow showers, especially across the Barre, Montpelier area in central Vermont, and also near Plattsburgh, just west of Lake Champlain. So we're not finished with this system yet. Let me zoom out, give you the wider view here on satellite and radar. So still a decent amount of thick cloud cover over us and a few lingering snow showers. We'll be dealing with this as we head into the overnight hours, mainly for portions of northern portions of our viewing area, rather. And we'll see a few lingering snow showers tomorrow morning before high pressure really settles in. Now, for our entire viewing area, we're all either at or below freezing at this point. Around 32 degrees in Burlington, 28 in the capital, 31 in St. Jay, 30 in Newport, even 28 degrees in Rutland. So that means any slush that was outside today on the roadways, on the sidewalks, that has frozen over and it's going to be a little icy and dicey. So keep that in mind, especially for the morning commute, because it's very possible to see some black ice as you head to work or take your kids to school tomorrow morning. This is what you can expect. Of course, like I mentioned, icy slick spots on the roadway, even sidewalks and driveways, as well as parking lots too. Keep that in mind. A few morning snow showers to start the day for your Monday, mainly north, and then we're looking forward to Tuesday because that's going to be a day that well, make you think of spring fever almost, because we'll get some sunshine mixed into the forecast and temperatures in the 40s. Our next system will move in then Tuesday night, sticking around through the weekend. Tonight's forecast, though, snow showers, northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're going to drop into the 20s for many of us. 24 for Burlington's overnight low, 22 in the capital, 23 forecast for St. J, 20 Newport, 24 in Lebanon. So a lot of us in the low and mid 20s. For tomorrow, we're going to be in the mid-30s for many of us, but 40s by Tuesday. Here we go. 36 in Burlington, 35 for tomorrow afternoon in Plattsburgh, 33 in the capital, 35 St. J, 35 also in Newport, with a little bit more sunshine down in southern and central Vermont than really everywhere else. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies generally across our viewing area. Here's a look at the next 7 days. So we're going to bump those temps up to 40 degrees on Tuesday. Next system again moving in Tuesday night through Wednesday. It's going to bring us some lingering mixed precipitation and then a few occasional snow showers in the mountains through the weekend.
On town meeting day in Vermont, some communities will take up resolutions opposing the transport of tar sands oil through Vermont and recommending a ban on assault weapons. The resolutions are non-binding, but petitioners hope they send a message. Environmentalists are concerned about potential spills and that burning the oil will worsen climate change. And 6 towns will also consider recommending a ban on assault weapons and requiring universal background checks for gun sales. In Crime Files tonight, a sailboat owned by the Lake Champlain Community Sailing Center was intentionally set on fire Friday. The boat was valued at $9,000, and Burlington Police and State Police are offering a reward of $5,000 for anyone with information that leads to an arrest. Well, it is sap season, but unfortunately for a man in Moncton, Vermont, his 130-gallon sap container was stolen this week. It happened on Tyler Bridge Road, and police say the man had just purchased the container and was getting ready to use it. The container is valued at around $200.
And it was set out at a collection site in preparation for the sap season, and it was there for about a week, and when the owner went back out to check on it, it was missing.
Police do not have a suspect yet, but anyone with information is urged to call police. Well, Vermont State Police say a couple from Irisburg is facing heroin and a variety of other charges after their home was searched by investigators. It was the home of Robert Coate and Sonia Perkins, both 24 years old, and both are charged with sale and trafficking of heroin, possession of marijuana, as well as child endangerment. The couple have 2 children. Coate is being held on $100,000 bail. Perkins has been released. Coming up next, the movie Lincoln is nominated for the Oscars, and we have some local ties right here in Vermont.
ABC 22 News is your voice at 11. With Brittany Hibbs and meteorologist Chelsea Ingram.
On Monday, before Good Morning America, you can catch a wrap-up of the most glamorous award show in Hollywood.
That's right. Monday morning at 5, we look back at the awards, the outfits of the 2013 Academy Awards. ABC 22 is your voice.
We are high performance, low pressure. Get 0% financing on one of these powerful, fuel-efficient TDI clean diesel vehicles. And this month, Volkswagen will pay your first payment on all 2013 TDI models. Visit Walker Volkswagen today. We eliminate gimmicks and stressful negotiations with easy upfront pricing, while our website makes it easy to shop anytime from anywhere. And our excellent service after the sale will keep you running great for years to come. Walker Volkswagen. Visit us today on the Barry Montpelier Road and at walkervt.com.
Meet women who were sleeping with the enemy. Her husband set her on fire.
You've been through 40 surgeries.
And her ex was spreading a deadly STD.
The first thing that I thought was, I'm gonna die.
Next, Ricki Lake.
Monday at 4 on ABC 22.
I was hoping you could help get Deacon to the Bluebird for a surprise party. Deacon's a little funny about parties. He hates them.
They say everyone loves a party. Any press is good press.
Is any of this true?
And you can always
Mom, what the hell happened?
count on family.
You and I are done.
They were wrong.
You are not leaving this house with a loaded weapon.
Nashville, all new Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
ABC 22 News is your voice at 11.
Skiers and snowboarders may know Stowe for the numerous ski resorts that surround it, but a different group of winter enthusiasts took over the town today. The 68th annual Stowe Derby sends cross-country skiers 20 kilometers from the top of Mount Mansfield into the village of Stowe. It's the longest running downhill and cross-country ski race in the nation. It's been held every year since 1945, and it attracts a wide number of athletes from all age groups and ability levels. People who have skied the course before say that the course down the mountain can be the trickiest part of the race.
On cross-country skis, it can be a little hairy, and it can be a little tough because it gets a little icy on some of the turns, because there are some good S-turns in there. Right. But on a day like today, where we have a lot of natural snow on the ground, if you're falling, it feels pretty good.
Organizers estimate that over 1,000 people from all over the Northeast made the trek to Stowe to partake in the historic race. One what you could call an award show sweep. Daniel Day-Lewis is Oscars Best Actor. His Lincoln led the pack tonight with 12 nominations. The movie has made quite a stir in the last few months for its performances and historical accuracy. But far from Hollywood and Washington is a home with close Lincoln ties. ABC 22's Lauren Maloney has more on this southern Vermont gem.
It's a great place to visit, beautiful surroundings, and rich in history. Be warned, though, if you haven't seen the movie yet, we're really going to break it down for you, but I don't think we're giving anything away.
Freedom. Abraham Lincoln grew up in a log cabin, was voted into the White House, and his oldest son called this estate home.
He loved Manchester.
Robert Todd Lincoln first visited Manchester, Vermont in the summer of 1864. The President and First Lady planned to come.
The Equinox Hotel made a bed long enough to accommodate President Lincoln. Unfortunately, Ford's Theater came between the plans.
It was decades later, the early 1900s, when Hildene was built.
So when we talk about Hill and Dean, we're on the hill.
Yes.
And the Dean, we're looking down at.
All 412 acres of it. I got a personal tour of Hildene on what was a snowy and cold day. But inside, the home is kept heated.
Parts of the house were like Robert and Mary had gone out for lunch.
The furnishings are original, down to the books, teacups, and kitchenware.
The house itself was very solid, in very good condition.
Executive Director Seth Bongartz is my tour guide. We moved from room to room.
So this is called the Taft bedroom?
This is called the Taft bedroom.
President William H. Taft was here in 1912. Down the hall is where Robert Todd Lincoln slept.
It's the room in which he died on July 25th, 1926.
I can't concentrate on British mercantile law. I don't care about British mercantile law.
How was Joseph Gordon-Levitt's portrayal?
I thought it was, again, I believed it.
Staff at Hildene say they had been looking forward to Steven Spielberg's film for years.
It's either the amendment or this Confederate peace. You cannot have both.
Lincoln played for about 4 weeks here at the Village Picture Show Cinemas in Manchester. For 2 full shows, Hildene bought every single one of these seats.
It really does bring Lincoln to life in a way that I think is astounding.
From Sally Field as Mary Todd Lincoln.
And since you are sending my son into the war, woe unto you if you fail to pass the amendment.
She's portrayed as someone who was very into politics, very into abolishing slavery, and she sat in, during the votes, during the debate.
That actually probably didn't happen.
One of 2 things Bongart says the movie got wrong.
The other is Lincoln slapping Robert. President Lincoln never in a million years slapped any of his children.
That aside, he wasn't disappointed.
Didn't bother me a bit.
And we haven't even talked about Honest Abe himself, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Blood's been spilled to afford us this moment now.
I certainly walked out of the movie and said that was the performance of a lifetime.
And for visitors who come to Hildene wanting a piece of presidential history, you won't be disappointed.
Those are 2 remarkable pieces that belong to Hildene.
For one, an item synonymous with Abraham Lincoln. His stovepipe hat, one of only 3 in the nation. He most likely straightened that hat here.
This is it. It was in his dressing room at the White House.
An oval mirror, in my opinion, in great condition. It has seen more than a century of faces. Bongart said it was likely the last image Lincoln saw of himself before heading out to Ford's Theater April 14th, 1865.
Things which are equal to the same thing are equal to each other.
The mirror and that iconic hat both part of an exhibit titled Abraham Lincoln and the Second Inaugural.
Shall we stop this bleeding?
Lincoln, the man behind the movie, is felt in the halls, rooms, and majestic grounds of his son's home.
By the way, there is another Vermont connection to the film. Thaddeus Stevens, played amazingly by Tommy Lee Jones, was actually born in Danville. Now, Hildene is open to the public daily. It only closes 3 days a year. The admission information is listed on our website. That is abc22.com. Reporting in the studio, Lauren Maloney, ABC 22 News.
Coming up next, ABC 22 sits down with Dr. Oz. Hear how he says Vermonters can fight the cold weather.
And we'll take you through hour by hour so you'll know when the snow is going to wrap up. I'll have the details coming up.
ABC 22 is my voice in other words.
Introducing the new Charter Triple Play. Upgrade your home with TV, internet, and phone, all at an unbelievable price. Charter TV transforms every TV screen in your home with over 100 available HD channels in crystal clear picture and sound, and over 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. You can't get that with satellite. Call 855-303-PLAY to get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. And get 4 DVRs for $19.99. With up to 780 hours, you can record and watch your favorite shows in every room of your house. Upgrade to the nation's most powerful internet. At 30 megabits, it's 10 times faster than DSL, with the bandwidth to support more devices than any other internet provider. Experience it all for just $29.99 a month. Get Charter Phone with unlimited long-distance calling with none of the costly fees like the phone company charges you. Just $29.99 a month. Get the Charter Triple Play, all for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-303-PLAY now.
Right now, 10 celebrities are training to take a dive so high it will make their heads swim. Oh look, here's one of them now. This is Pro Bowl defensive lineman Ndamukong Suh. He's 6'4", 310 pounds, and this is what he sounds like hitting the water at 35 miles per hour from 3 stories high. Splash. Series premiere Tuesday, March 19th on ABC.
Wednesday at 11, you use your smartphone everywhere you go. It's more than just your lifeline. It also helps you spread viruses. Wednesday at 11, ABC 22 News puts a cell phone under the microscope.
Anytime you touch your phone, you're just going to put those bacteria back on the phone.
The bacteria that piles up on the touchscreen. And the best way to wipe it clean.
They live there happily, peacefully.
A clean conversation. Wednesday at 11 on ABC 22.
Right now, 10 celebrities are training to take a dive so high it will make their heads swim. Oh look, here's one of them now. This is Pro Bowl defensive lineman Ndamukong Suh. He's 6'4", 310 pounds, and this is what he sounds like hitting the water at 35 miles per hour from 3 stories high. Splash. Series premiere Tuesday, March 19th on ABC.
3 weeks ago, my husband was gunned down in our driveway. He left me with a debt to a really bad guy, and no amount of money will cover it.
Is it ever gonna be enough? Is it ever gonna be enough? Is it ever gonna be enough?
I'm working for him now.
So we begin. Red Widow, the 2-hour series premiere, Sunday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
And your health headlines tonight, ABC 22's own Selena Lewis sat down for an exclusive interview with Dr. Oz in New York City to talk about how the cold winter weather is affecting your health.
Well, we're here on location at 30 Rock in New York City, and I'm here with Dr. Oz talking about some cold weather problems. So, Dr. Oz, how exactly can cold weather affect your health?
Cold weather is the annuity of a heart specialist because everyone's out there. With the cold weather, the arteries constrict, and they're shoveling the snow. As they shovel the snow, they're exerting themselves in ways they haven't in a year since the snowed last. And if you're in Vermont, you're shoveling the snow all the time. So you're basically putting yourself through a stress test with cold air, constricting your bronchi, the lungs, and constricting the blood vessels that feed them. That's a recipe for heart problems, which is why so many folks begin to sense angina, shortness of breath, the other classic signs of heart disease in the cold winter weather.
Even though you may not realize it, snow shoveling is strenuous exercise, and the cold air can raise blood pressure, which is why winter is the most common time for heart attacks. Asthma is another big concern in the cold winter months.
They can exacerbate pulmonary problems, any kinds of lung issues you may already have. If you already have a little bit of asthma, being in cold weather will exacerbate it. If you already have an issue with infections of the upper respiratory system, because viruses live better and can prosper in the cold weather, they actually travel at about 90 miles an hour when you sneeze them at someone's face. And the cold weather, you know, they stay alive for a long time. They get into your lungs and can cause havoc.
Who's the group that's most at risk for these things like cold air, heart problems, and asthma and things like that?
Folks who are most at risk for problems in the cold air are the older folks. And you don't have to be old, you just have to be older than you used to be. And you'll start to suffer it more. And the very young, actually, because they're often not geared up for the cold weather, and they'll go out unprotected.
What can you do to stay fit but make sure that you're not overexerting yourself, putting yourself at risk for heart problems or asthma?
People get chunkier in the winter for a bunch of reasons. I can put up the top of my list is lack of vitamin D. Besides the many other potential problems with bone strength and feeling sort of down, it also can lead to immune problems, so you get sick more often. So you're sitting around trying to overcome one cold after another, you don't exercise, so you start to put weight on. So if you want to keep your weight down, which is very doable in the wintertime, you got to actually look at your weight. The biggest mistake a lot of women make especially is they start to put layers and layers of clothing on. They don't have to look anymore, and they never get on the scale. You know, between October and March, they don't get on the scale. So now's a good time to get on the scale. Do it every week. Be brave about it. The first time it's going to be painful, and then you'll start to nudge yourself down. And I would never start off going to a health spa. I would start off doing it in my own home. You won't be embarrassed. You don't have to worry about how your clothes fit you, what people are saying about you, and you'll do it every day because you don't have to go anywhere.
Thank you so much, Dr. Oz. It was a pleasure talking with you. And if you ever want to come skiing up in Vermont, we'd love to have you.
I'm there.
Now, your Sky Tracker forecast with meteorologist Chelsea Ingram.
Well, we still got a few snow showers out there lingering around, especially in the Champlain Valley and then west out near the Plattsburgh area, but drying out in much of the state of Vermont. A few leftover snow showers in Grafton County and New Hampshire. Otherwise, high pressure is really trying to work its way into our area. Around 32 right now in Burlington, 28 in the capital, 30 in Rutland, 31 in Lebanon, and 31 degrees in Newport, with a few snow showers that triple Doppler radar wasn't picking up. Sometimes the mountains block the radar beam, but you can see we're below freezing or at freezing in the Burlington area. So that means any of that slushy wet mess that we had outside today, that has frozen over. And that can make things a little icy, especially on the roadways, on sidewalks, in your driveway, parking lots too. Keep that in mind. So things are going to be a little slippery, especially as you head out for the morning commute and taking the kids to school too. Just keep that in mind. Take a little extra time if you can. So on Future Tracker, let's take you through time here. We'll have a few lingering snow showers across the region, even through tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. But a little bit of sunshine is going to start creeping into areas of southern Vermont as well as central Vermont throughout the day. They're going to be reaching the jackpot down there as far as sunshine. The rest of us up towards the north, we're going to be stuck under the clouds throughout the day tomorrow. Stopped you here at noontime. Still a few lingering showers, but high pressure is really going to try to weasel its way in. We'll see even a few lingering elevated showers, especially in the Adirondacks around the evening time, and the Northeast Kingdom will include them in that as well. But things will fizzle out as we head into the overnight hours. High pressure really comes into control by Tuesday. Tuesday's like a day for spring fever because we're going to have temperatures near 40 degrees. Plenty of sunshine. High pressure inhibits a lot of cloud formation, so we're going to get a lot of sunshine in the picture for Tuesday. I've stopped you here at 6 o'clock, but a few lingering clouds there in the Champlain Valley. They'll fizzle out too throughout the day as high pressure takes control. Now, by Tuesday evening around 6 o'clock, clouds are going to start to increase from the south. And they're going to increase just ahead of our next system that moves in late Tuesday evening and overnight. So we'll start to get some snow showers working their way into the region at the onset, mainly in southern Vermont as well as New Hampshire. Here we are at 9 o'clock. As we go further in the future, overnight and into Wednesday, it's just a mess of precipitation is going to move in. We're looking at mixed wintry precipitation in the form of sleet and freezing rain, as well as some snow and just plain old rain. It's going to be a messy day, so keep that in mind if you were planning to spend any kind of time outside. Snow is going to taper to snow showers overnight. Low temperatures are going to drop down more than where they are right now, 19 to 26 degrees. That's your low temperature range. For tomorrow, partly sunny and mild, 33 to 40 degrees. Northwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Let's take a look at your next 7 days, shall we? Around 40 degrees by Tuesday. Again, that's going to be the best day of the week, in my opinion, of course. But temperatures around 41 by Wednesday as that next system moves in. It's going to bring us a couple chances for mixed precipitation and occasional snow showers for the mountains even as we head into the weekend.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that, but I'm sure the mountains are going to be wanting some more snow after this warm-up that we've had.
But, you know, it's almost like prime skiing. The mountain temperatures are going to be, you know, generally in the 20s, and we'll get some snow showers through the week, so not too cold and pleasant.
Yeah, that's actually the best time to go up there when it's not bitterly cold like that.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Chelsea. We'll stick around. Coming up next, we'll take a look at sports.
Hi, my name's Ed Mazahowski, and my voice is ABC 22 in Katyville, New York.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, this may be the most important phone call you'll ever make.
I owed $50,000 in taxes. But listen.
Your tax problem is settled. You only owe $8,400.
What a great message.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, then you owe it to yourself to call this number. Let our experts help guide you through the process of negotiating a tax settlement. Call this number or go to tax10000.com.
Overwhelmed, overworked, and stressed out? Turn it all around in just one day. Dr. Oz's 24-hour stress cleanse.
This is vitally important for you to understand.
The simple plan to detox your life. Bet your doctor isn't the only one who can spot warning signs about your health.
This is a fundamental insight.
From your hairstylist to your shoe salesman, the unlikely health detectives who could save your life.
Monday at 5 on ABC 22.
Everybody's talking.
There's so much to talk about.
About The View. Because the women of The View are into hot topics.
If we're going to talk about sex, it'll be hard to top that.
Do you think he's a virgin?
The View, weekdays on ABC.
When Jimmy Kimmel moved to 11:35, millions followed. Now, after the Oscars, Hollywood's hottest join late night's most buzzed about host.
I promise it will be a night to remember.
Jimmy Kimmel Live after the Oscars. Oscars Sunday after your late local news on ABC.
Private Practice is brought to you by Tyson Any'tizers Snacks, the warm snack that satisfies anytime.
When you host as many get-togethers as I do, you learn a few things. Like the Millers are always early. Dave's a bit clumsy.
Hey.
And a party is only as good as its snacks.
Hosts who know serve Tyson Any'tizers snacks, available in these tasty varieties. They're the warm, hearty, delicious snack that always satisfies. Party time, game time, or anytime.
Wow.
Another great party in the bag.
Tyson Any'tizers snacks. Keep them satisfied.
I took something for my sinuses, but I still have this cough.
A lot of sinus products don't treat cough.
They don't?
Nope, but Alka-Seltzer Plus Severe Sinus does. It treats your worst sinus symptoms plus that annoying cough.
Oh, what a relief it is.
For shocking lashes, look no further.
L'Oreal's new telescopic shocking extensions creates the bold look of extensions from a mascara. The incredibly designed lash-hugging brush smooths on liquid lash extensions for maximum impact.
Simply shocking.
L'Oreal's new shocking extensions.
I was living with pain all over. The intense ache made it hard to do the things that I wanted. My doctor diagnosed it as fibromyalgia, thought to be the result of overactive nerves that cause chronic widespread pain. Lyrica is believed to calm these nerves. I learned Lyrica can provide significant relief from fibromyalgia pain, so now I can do more of the things I enjoy. Lyrica is not for everyone. It may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worsening depression, or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, changes in eyesight, including blurry vision, muscle pain with fever or tired feeling. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica. With less pain, I'm feeling better with Lyrica. Ask your doctor if Lyrica is right for your fibromyalgia pain.
Headlining in sports tonight, the 55-year history of the Daytona 500 has a first. A woman starts at the front of the field. Danica Patrick leads the pack as the checkered flag gets the race underway. Patrick started the 200-lap race on the pole after becoming the first woman to qualify in the top spot. She failed to lead the first lap, though, falling behind three-time race winner Jeff Gordon. Nonetheless, it was a big moment for NASCAR and Patrick, and it was Jimmy Johnson who won his second Daytona 500, while Danica Patrick finished 8th.
And we've got a final look at your weather. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next 7 days. Yes, we're going to be warming up nicely into the 40s by Tuesday. We're going to dry out to Monday and Tuesday. High pressure comes into control. We've got a low pressure system moving in Tuesday night and Wednesday. That's going to continue through the weekend, especially in the mountains, and we'll see a few occasional snow showers.
All right, so it looks pretty good there, especially for some of the mountains. It looks like a great time to get out there, do some skiing or riding.
Any kind of winter sport.
Exactly. All right, thanks, Chelsea, and thank you. Have a great evening.